From Senegal to Sugar Hill, trace the bloodline. 100 years of brilliance through the color line. They thought the shackles broke but kept the mental chain. Langston penned the future while they legislated pain. Harlem's ballrooms birthed the cosmos in mahogany, while lynching trees still decorated southern botany. Josephine, Wakers, pearls, and Garvey's Navy ships. Du Bois debating destiny with scholarship on his lips. The Renaissance was a renaissance, it was resistance, fam. Every trumpet blast from Armstrong was a battering ram. They gave us minstrel shows, we gave them Sora Neal. Turned depression into art, made the fabricated real. Cotton Club excluded us from tables every set. To form the Venus nightly, never free from the deck. But Bessie Smith could shatter glass, shatter cash, shatter lies. Every note she sang contained a revolution in the sky. Build temples from the rubble, make cathedrals from the struggle. Turn the margins to the center, now they study what we scribble. We build temples from the rubble, every generation double the inheritance of genius that they try to keep us from. Fast forward through the decades, watch the pattern reassemble. Malcolm's speeches, Martin's marches, every voice begins to tremble to the earth until the structure shows its fractures. FBI was tracking every coon word, every pastor, every actor. 40 acres never came but 40 minutes on a stage. To reconvene your consciousness and channelize the rage. From bebop to hip-hop, the fool lines mathematical. Each generation weaponized the beautiful, the radical. They gave us Reagan, now there's crack and mass incarceration. We gave them Public Enemy and blueprints for liberation. The Harlem Renaissance never ended, just evolved its form. Every freestyle cipher is a brainstorm, is a storm. Where the children of the talented, the tent that was prophesied, inherit the fire that the water couldn't wash aside. They tried to write us out the narrative. We offered all on text, 100 years of proof, and that we're destined where was next. Temples from the rubble, make cathedrals from the struggle. Turn the margins to the center, now they study what we scribble. We built temples from the rubble, every generation double the inheritance of genius that they tried to keep us from.
All right, this is, and you are Under the Groove. Welcome everybody to Under the Groove podcast. Today is Thursday. Happy Thursday, everyone. Grand Rising. Today we are touching bases with the people, man. Everything is everything. It's above board right here, right now on this Get Out. I can't speak for nobody else. I never tried to. You know, I don't make that attempt to put words in other people's mouths or, describe how they, are or whatever. They do that better than me. So I don't make attempts at doing that. I'm doing what I do because this is what I know I'm supposed to do. Touching bases with the people, man. Here I am, and there you are. Let's do what we do. Excuse me for yesterday. I just thought, hey, man, a little, rest and relaxation. Me and the wife doing, just hanging out, because it's not all the time that, hold on tight. Not all the time that we get to even enjoy ourselves because we're always busy. We're always busy. That's a fact. That is a fact, man. But here I am, man. Like I say, man, and there you are. Let's get it in, man. I see everybody up in here. I like to think that everything is everybody. May your day have been all that you worked out, that you set out for it to be. And if not, there's still time ticking. All right. We still have time to get the damn thing done. That being said, let's move on. Hey, man, in the studio again today. I was in there, man. I'm upset because I can't get done what I want to get done, what needs to be done. I'm having some issues in the building, man. The reception in that mug, man, it's not acting right. I go in to do my content, I'm and it's buffering, so I got to stop that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, I ain't got to the point now where I want to, try to I want to put out some quality shit. I don't want it buffering. I don't want it blurry. I don't want it, skip. I don't want none of that shit. And I see that it's happening while I'm recording. I'm like, oh, hell no, that ain't cool. Come to find out, man, there's something going on with the reception in the building, man. I'm like, all right, man, this shit is not good. I even attempted to use my hotspot on my phone. That's how, I felt about this Get Out. Didn't work. Same issue. So I know it's something in the building. I don't know, man. I think I'm wasting money on that Get Out, man. But, that exists because there are people who want to come in and want to sit down and want to do, those things that will help the community. That's why it exists. You know what I mean? And again, I don't trip on, hey man, you got to pay me to come in here or use the studio. Nah, I mean, we ain't getting down like that. So I'll figure it out. It's gonna get right. Because it needs to. It has to. That thing is used for that purpose for the people. It's for the people. you know. And again, I've said this many times, man. It's for the people. That's our brothers and sisters, young and old. You got something positive to say, come say it. Come say it. Just know what you're coming to say, because I'm the type of individual. If I hear some shit in this sideways or it's weird, I'm gonna say something because I'm supposed to. You know what I mean? I'm not just, I'm not like, I'm not gonna let you just, or say any old thing and there's no substance behind it. I'm gonna call you on some shit, not to be confronting you, but to just, get a clear understanding as to whether or not you know what the fuck you talking about. You know what I mean? Because I hear you, and sometimes shit don't jive, so that is. All right, man. But yeah, that studio situation, I don't know what's up with that, man. I'm gonna have to figure that shit out. I'm not gonna give it up. I damn near gave it up about 2 months ago. I thought about, damn, all the money I could save, I said, oh man, it ain't about that. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, man. So there that is, man. All right, these comments, man. Y'all up in here, man. I see you B60, man. Front and center. I got here late on that freeway again, y'all. That thing a cold piece. That thing is a cold piece. And those who know. And y'all don't necessarily think you have to be in California to experience that type of get down, man. I think that shit is happening all over the country where shit just be jam-packed, be slow. You trying to hurry up and get somewhere and the shit ain't happening. One more time, y'all. Hold on. So I get here, man. And I come set up and everything. I look, I said, damn, it's 6:17. Where did time go? B60, what's up? What's up with your loved one? Peace and prosperity, you and your fam, man. Good to see you up in here as always, man. Front and center. Front and center. Reliable warrior. you know. Got some shit I want to discuss, man. On a couple of fronts, man. Actually. Hold tight. I need to get you this. Like I said, I came in, man. I wasn't half prepared. I just wasn't prepared. I didn't know it was this damn late, man. So that is on me. Okay, there we go. All right, turn this mug down. All right, what we got here? All right, there we go. I think. There you go. All right. So yeah, here we are, man. Yeah, B60, good to see you up in here, bro. Peace and prosperity, you and the fam, man. May everything be everything. Good to see you as always. All right. Queen Nzinga's in the house. She say black fists up high to the royal group congregation. Peace and blessings to you all. Queens and kings, let's just adjust our crowns and get into this conversation. Appreciate you dropping that, sister. Burnell Morgan. Man, now this is a rarity. This is a rarity to see one of the loved ones up in this get out. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Hey man, that right there, you don't understand, Burnell, what that does, how that sits with a brother. Appreciate you, man. Love and respect for that, bro. All right, good to see you up in here hanging out, man. He said, just be ready to go skating this weekend. Golly, I think I forgot to tell the wife about that. This weekend. All right, shit. I know I got some interviews to do this weekend, but I might be second guessing them because of what's going on at the studio. But I'll figure it out, man. Just be ready to go skating this weekend. Yeah, y'all. Every blue moon. Every blue moon. Wish, me and my wife talked about this. Excuse me. We love skating. We grew up doing that, skating, up and down the streets, man, on the asphalt, in some skates, you ain't supposed to be on that hard shit. The asphalt with them wheels down. Back in the day, they were street kings and all that shit, them little brownish, pinkish wheels and shit, they get wore out quick. Put me on the sidewalk with that shit. And then they turned into that composite, that rubber composite. Them was even better wheels, right? I grew up skating. I had my own pair, Shit, man. Went skating a few times since I've been home. It was like, like riding a bike, But Shit, man, I'm older now, so I'm like being careful as I'm skating. I'm trying to look cool and shit, but the whole time I'm thinking, don't you fall. So been skating a few times, never failed once since I've been back on them. The loved one, he goes skating, man, he's damn good at it. Damn good at it. He get it on, he get it in. I don't even compare, but just the fact that he does that and we like doing it from time to time, it's all worth it. You know what I'm saying? Want to go hang out with the homie on them skates, man. Hit a few circuits and shit, go sit down and shit, get me a water or something, get back up, you know, might record it. I might record it. Yeah, man. Good to see you up in there, Burnell, man. Love, homie. Love and respect. Real spit. Shit, real spit. All right, Raymond Skull, 102, man. Peace and prosperity to you and your family, man, as well as to the Rays from Pasadena to LA to Inglewood. All right. Good to see you up in here, brother. B1 Black First. You say peace and blessings, bub. Salute to the RGC. B1 equals Black First. That's going to be the topic tonight, y'all. Is Black First really what we say it is? Do we really represent it like that? Because there's some shit being said about us. There's some shit being said about us, man, by other demographics, other people. They contesting that. Y'all don't mean that shit. Yeah, man, y'all just be talking. That's what they said. That's what he said. Y'all just be talking. Y'all need us. Y'all ain't shit without us. Y'all won't have nothing without us, is what he said. So to me, that brings into mind, or that questions whether or not Black First actually means something to us Black folk. How serious are we? You know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna hold that thought. We're gonna get into that, man. Trust. But anyway, I see you up in there, Raymond Skull, man. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. Chris, man, what it do, loved one? You say B1, man. B1, Black First, man. Was you online yesterday? No. I went in briefly because, man, I'm not tech savvy. I'll be the first to admit it. My brother-in-law hate that I don't take time. I just learn this shit. Grandson feel the same way, man. The son feel the same way. Hey, man, fuck that. Y'all here to help me. Please help me. But yeah, man, I went on just to drop the message to let everyone know that no, I was not going to be on yesterday. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, I just found it necessary, to take that day off, spend with the wife, hang out, watch TV, sit on the front porch, chop it up, talk about some things, just enjoy each other's company. And that's what that was for. That's why I used that day off yesterday, just let her know, hey, man, she's still loved. She's appreciated. That's my baby. So there that go. I'm not going to ask for any forgiveness for that. If any of y'all out there that got a woman, any of y'all out there that have a man, husband and or a wife, it's what we got to do, man. It's what we got to do. Because sometimes, man, we forget. We're not footing the bill right. We're not fulfilling that capacity as a husband and or wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, whatever. We got to keep in mind, man, that they are here still. In spite of everything we got going on, we have to still find time, man, to, even make like, we're invested. We're paying attention. We're listening. For a lot of us, that's hard. Men, we tend to think that when women talk, man, that's just a lot of white noise and shit. You know what I mean? But no, it's actually deeper than that. It's actually deeper than that. That's that woman saying something, and we have to get out of ourselves to the point where we're hearing what they're saying, man, because the shit is significant. The shit is real, man, so I'm going to leave it at that. All right? But yeah, man, that's what that was yesterday. All right, Henry Sedella, what it do, loved one? You all right? Peace and love, family. Hope everything and everyone is having a good day. At Brother Bub, man, always a pleasure to join your channel live. Always, man, an honor to have you here, man. That goes for each and every one of you to just tap in, man. You know what I mean? And hey, chop it up, man. We chopping up with one another. So yeah, it's an honor. I think it should be for each and every one of us, man, to just come in, man, for however long we do, and impart something, man, drop them gems, them jewels, see those gems and jewels laying about, pick them up, man, going our way. I think that's a good look, man. So it's good to see you up in here, though, Henry. Always, bro. Peace and prosperity, man. What? What would? B6 said, man, my mom is 73 and still skates. See, that's the shit I'm talking about. I want to be able at 73, at 74, I want to be able to put some skates on and hit this, do that little circuit, go around that thing about 4 times, go back, sit down, man, and not feel like I'm aching, my back is hurting, and none of that. You know what I mean? I want to be able to do that and swim. You know what I mean? That's a good sign of fitness. Mom 73 and still skating. You got some good genes, man. You got some good genes, man. Hope you know it. Yeah, peace and prosperity, man. Respect and love to your moms, man. Still out there doing her thing at 73. I told you when I put on skates, what's in my mind, what's the foremost thought in my mind is don't fall. That's how worried I am about this shit, right? But then, like I say, once I hit a couple of, I go around that thing about 2, 3 times, I'll be like, all right, I'm good. But I'm still mindful, but my mind kind of relaxes. 73, man, I should be so lucky, man, to still be on skates. All right, Lisa Moore, how's a Black Queen? One of our queen sisters right here, this goddess. She said, Grand Rising, Brother Bub, peace and love to you. Peace and love to the kings and queens in RGC B1 Black First. Appreciate you always being up in here. Would love to see more of our sisters, our queens, our goddesses up in this get down, But I think that that saying that goes, man, all things in due time. You know what I mean? So I'm good. I'm actually good, man. Good to have you amongst us, sister. You and Queen Nzinga, man. I needed to ask, okay, well, I think about her quite often. C1, Kimberly Mitchell, you know what I mean? Our sisters, man. Roxy, I ain't seen her in a minute, man. Our sister LaSight, man. Our sister, man, Lady Runt, you know what I mean? Our sisters coming up in here, you know what I mean? Coming up in here and just chopping it up with us, a real sister. She's made her presence known, no doubt about it. Very outspoken, but that's cool. We need that. So yeah, the more the merrier, the more the better. Fuck damn Mary, but the more sisters, I think, then we're gonna receive more of. That's what's real. Because sisters got a way about saying some shit, and they be solid shit when we get out our feelings and just, like I say, open our ears and listen to them. It's more than just babble. It's more than just babble or white noise, man. They got something to say. So yeah, the more the sisters up in this get down, man, the better it is for us brothers. You know what I mean? So good to see you up in here, Lisa Moore. Burnell say, man, true that, bro. All the time, though, bro. All the time. Raymond Skull say, man, due to all of our beefs and separations, collectively, we don't reflect B1 first through our actions. All right. You're going to say, man, I do feel it's in our hearts, but don't fully manifest the concept realistically. Yeah. In real time, we're not exercising that. We're not about it like that. And the coldest part about that, though, Raymond Skull, is the fact that most of the time it takes something atrocious, some adversity, some issue where Black is being oppressed, misused, suppressed, abused, brutalized, before we always, we want to, our feathers get ruffled about one another. It should be that way always, man. Always. We should always support one another, regardless. It don't have to be something that's as dramatic as that. A brother being abused by the pigs, you know what I mean, or being worked over by the system, the systemic shit we see, corporations misusing our sisters, our brothers. We got to be on point, man, in all respects, man. We got to get past that point where we want to pick and choose, when we want to support one another. That support should exist regardless. It should come first. It should come, like you say, before the separations, before the beefs. That's the way it should be, That's the way it should be. Real spit, man. Burnell said, man, many in that age group still stares. Everybody falls sometimes. You ain't never lied. But I ain't gonna lie to you though, Burnell. I ain't failed. And I'm pretty sure wife and I've been skating. We went out to skating maybe 5 times, 4, 5 times, There used to be a place around here where we live out this way. They closed it down. You know what I mean? I thought it was a nice place actually, but they closed it down, man. And I hated that. I was kind of upset that they did because we were finding our niche. We was up in that thing, man, getting down. We were like, hey, I got to go get me a pair of Chucks done or a pair of biscuits, with the, hook them up, They closed that joint down, man. And it wasn't until you start mentioning that you still get down like that we got to thinking about it. Like, okay, we're going to have to set a day aside. Let's go, let's just hang out, get our skate on. I ain't got no problems with that, bro. Real spit. Yeah, good to know that you still do the damn thing. Like I say, to me, compared to me, you're a pro. I didn't see the videos, bro. You's a pro. I'm just like I am an amateur. Ain't like I look like I am an amateur. But yeah, man, you got some real skills on them skates, man. Appreciate it. You up in here, bro. Real spit. All right, now look. So, man, we all know what's been transpiring in the last few days, man. We had this young brother, man, and he was knocked down, man, shot in the back, I think 5 times, man, by some Asian store owner over a bottle of water that he did not steal, that sat on the counter. He did not take it. All this transpired as a result of him coming into the establishment with a backpack. And they demanded that, you can't come in here with that backpack. Put that backpack by the door. Don't you come, And the brother like, hey, young brother, hey, what the hell? But this is their demeanor. This is their attitude with most of us. Sisters with a purse can't go shop in their establishments without being followed around or being questioned. What did you put in your purse? Anyway, young brother decided, okay, it wasn't worth it. I'm out of here. And in fact, he initially even tried to take the backpack off, just because he wanted what he wanted out of there and he was going to get out the way. Man, he left the joint, man, left with his backpack, man. As he walked out, man, he maybe 50, 60 yards away. They come out chasing him. 2 Asian dudes, 130 yards away from the establishment, off the property. The father of the 2 Asians shoot him in his back, kill him. All right. Now, this same individual has had numerous offenses where he's drawn down and shot at people. Straight up. He shot before at people. This is, this is his habit. He had a proclivity to want to bust caps at blacks. So he gunned the young brother down, man. He killed a brother. This was in 2023. This 2026. Anyway, man, a week ago, they found him not guilty. They being the jury, and I don't understand the makeup of the jury. Just said I'm still trying to look into that, but it's hard trying to find the makeup of a jury. It's hard, actually. What's the demographic, of that jury? You know what I mean? Who was on the panel? But anyway, they found him not guilty. I said the other night, this is Thursday, I think I said Tuesday, they should have, just me, man. They burn it all down. Burn it all down, man. So if you think killing the brother is worth your story, okay, then that be the exchange. Burn it down. We're going to burn down your livelihood, anything connected to you. Burn it all down. And then take it a step further. Boycott them all. Boycott them all. And that's been the message in the last few days. Blacks, I'm going to stick to my point, but right quick, when blacks decide to put their teeth in something, man, and ride something out, that's what we do. All right. All these civil rights and stuff, so-called civil rights, human rights that they enjoy, that they come over here and enjoy, that was on our backs, and that occurred because, hey, man, we decided to sink our teeth. Our people, our elders decided to sink their teeth into that situation, take a chunk out of it to make it, make them like, oh shit, I've been bit, okay, give them what they want, right? So based on that, they come here, man, immigrants, they come here tending to think that Oh, we lazy. We ain't this, we ain't that. Not realizing that when they come here, they're given, certain privileges. They're given assistance. They're given those things that would help anybody coming from another country wanting to come here and improve their station in life, things that blacks aren't given. We've been here, and anything we got here, we earned. Just like, I'm talking about them civil rights, them human rights that they enjoy. That came from our blood, sweat, and tears, our lives, our essence, you know. So now they're in the mindset that we're lazy, we ain't this, we ain't that. Matter of fact, without us Asians, y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't got nothing. It's because of us. Y'all got wigs, y'all got weaves, y'all women have nice fingernails, pedicures. Y'all got fish places, Chinese restaurants, Asian restaurants, Y'all buy our clothes from us. Y'all this, y'all that, making like, hey, man, without them, we ain't shit. Hey, that's some cold shit, man, to say. That's some cold shit to say. To intentionally neglect the fact that your people only over here and doing as good as they do is because of our sacrifice. A lot of them come over here and they want to associate with being white. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. A lot of them come over here. They're like other demographics. Can't stand us. Don't know why. Oh, yeah, we do. Because they are assimilating. They're thinking like white supremacists think. We're on the lower rung of the ladder, so we should be talked to, treated, and dealt with a certain way. Because that's what the white supremacists do. So they're just following suit. A lot of them don't know why they actually despise us or have an anger or hatred towards us, but let them tell it. We're shiftless, we're lazy, we steal, we kill. That's odd, It's ironic coming from them. But so a guy goes on YouTube, TikTok, actually, and he says what he says. Do I have that clip? I want to have that clip. That's so bad. Let me see if I got that clip. Hold on. Nah, that ain't the clip I wanted. I got this clip, man. Hold on, y'all. Because you ain't not supposed to be in church looking like that. Okay, hold on. Let me if somebody got a link on that clip, if you know what I'm talking about, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about in regards to this cat, Chow. And no, it wasn't Chow. Chow did the shooting. He murdered the young black brother. But there's an Asian guy talking big shit about the people and actually daring of all things. He daring black folks to boycott Asian businesses as though, we ain't got it in us to do that either. We're shiftless, we're lazy, we don't work, we are recipients of welfare and government subsidies, and we're dependent. We're the least of most demographics in that regard. I mean, a lot of Asians actually get that shit more than is known. But anyway, he talked big crap. He talked some big shit. I don't know if anybody saw that. And again, if you have, send me the link so I can post it right now. I had it, but for whatever reason, they changed over, man. It went to some more shit. And I didn't have no intentions of showing none of these clips. Yeah, it's not here, man. So yeah. If we got that, man, break that off, man. Let me get that. Yeah, that ain't here. It ain't here, man. I hate it ain't. I thought I uploaded it, but that didn't happen either. So let me go one more time. That ain't it. No. Let's try this. I'm pretty sure that ain't it. I didn't think so. All right. So I can't find it. Anyway, well, you know what? Hold on. Hold on. It might be in here. Man, that little Tim, man. Lily, man. Shout out to little Timmy, man. Happy birthday. Happy heavenly birthday to my uncle, Big Schmully, Big Darrell, little Tim. I love you and I miss you so much. You are forever in my heart. Keep watching over me. Y'all don't see this, but I do. This was love. I grew up with bro, man. I grew up with bro. We run them streets together like with nobody business, man. Look, I'm trying to find this piece, man, on this damn dude, man. What's that? All right, it's not gonna come up in there. Like I said, if somebody know what I'm talking about, you have a link, send it to me. Send it to me. I want to post that. I want y'all to hear what this guy has to say. Because he talking big crap. That's what he doing. Okay, I don't have it. All right, enough said. I was searching without you guys looking at what I'm looking for, but that's okay. Anyway, yeah, man. So that's what's in the news today. That's black news, you know what I mean? Not mainstream media, you know, not state-sponsored news, not Fox, CBS, NBC, ABC. That's black news. Black people said, okay, we're going to show you better. We can tell you. I would like to think that that's actually going to happen. That our brothers and sisters come together, man, and let them know the power of our dollars, you know, the power of our unity, black power, you know, because, you know, it's as though not just Asians, but, you know, all of them, they don't think that exists. They think that's a myth. They think that's a myth. The only ones who actually know that we about it when it comes down to it is them crackers. They know it ain't no myth. They know, you know, and yet they still tempt us. They still try us. It's always going to be a challenge because they want to make like, okay, we ain't scared of y'all, but we know they are. They fear us. But these other demographics, they think that's a myth. Black power, black unity. They think that does not exist. They think it's folklore. And I, you know, I support, and we all should, our people. Anytime we say, okay, it's time to show somebody, you know, they done fucked around and found out. Let's give it to them. That's what they want. That's what should be done. They want an FAFO. All right, give it to them. Give it to them. But it shouldn't stop there. It shouldn't stop there. I've said, or we've said on this channel many times, our collective power financially, no one exceeds it. No one even compares to it. We're talking in excess of $1.8 trillion in 1 year spent in this country on things. Same things he bragging about that we can't do without, and that we wouldn't have if it wasn't, we wouldn't have if it was not for the Asians selling it to us. We need to let him know. I'm in full support of that. Boycott all they got, from California to New York State, man, and everything in between. You know, that'd be a good look. But the point is, let's say we do that. Don't stop there. Don't do it just to show them we can do it. Do it to make that, you know, what it is from this point on. Do it to, or for us to realize, okay, we go spend our dollars with our people. We go find them out, search them out. Because the same things they sell, our people sell. Let's do it to change the paradigm. Let's do it to let them know that, yeah, man, we are unified, man. And when we say something, we actually mean it. No matter what y'all think about us as a unit and how we go about acting out towards one another, we are unified, especially when the time is needed. We should be this way all the time. Again, like Raymond Cole said, man, there should be no beef or no separation. There is. And in spite of that, we still know how to come together. That's what's special about us also. But again, we need to come together and make this shit happen, man. It's just me saying that. And that's my opinion. Whether or not you agree, that's on you. That's on you. Some of you sisters be like, man, you crazy. I need a whole new lace front, man, next week. You crazy. You know. I need my nail done and got a party this weekend. Or I need my pedicure. I need my eyelashes. You know, I get it. But that shouldn't be the reason. That shouldn't be the reason. If they'll shoot our sisters and brothers in the head or in the back. They'll do that to your kids, your brothers and sisters, these nephews, and to you if they see fit. You got to send them a message. We should send them a message. We should let them know who really running this shit. You know, and especially when and if they're, you know, they're standing on our backs, man. They're standing on our foundation, our platform. We built that. Damn. You know, so something to think about at the very least. You know, treat it like you treat Target or Amazon, but then go all in. That's the thing, man. We got to start going all in and sticking to that which we go in on. Just like, hey, man, treat it like you got mad at your brother, your sister, your neighbor about something. Y'all know how we act. We go all in. We need to go all in on this. Don't give them no passes. I don't give passes. Let me tell you the truth. I was talking to one of my G homies tonight about passes, basically. I was asked to just think about some shit before I decided, you know, or was a certain way about it. I said, out of respect, yeah, I'm gonna get some thought, but I get it. You know, you don't give people passes when they act a certain way. When they show you who they are, take them at face value, at word value, you know, at action value. That's who they are. And so you're supposed to meet them where they at, man. You know? So I don't give passes just for that reason. You know? We shouldn't give nobody no passes, man. Especially when it comes to them murdering or unaliving our youth. It don't even matter. Youth could be one of our elders. Not just unaliving, disrespecting them, putting their hands on them. Nah, don't give them no pass, y'all. We should not give them passes. We gave too many passes. And I think as a result, that's why some people act, treat us, and carry on the way they do. They think we soft. With a hard T. Soft. Soft. You ain't soft, man. We need to show them, man, we mean business. Real spit. All right. That being said, let me move on. Excuse me. Okay. Appreciate that, Raymond Skull. Bernard said, man, many in that age group still stares. Everybody falls sometime. Okay. Yeah, I read that. Yep. Raymond Skull said, man, I agree. We should be able to express Black love through pride, brotherhood, and sisterhood, business, culture, to name a few aspects. Yeah, man. I read somewhere where a brother was saying, wow, about this issue I just discussed about this guy getting on, you know, social media saying, oh, man, y'all ain't shit without Asians. Y'all wouldn't have shit without us. Yeah, because you buy everything from us. And if we didn't sell it, y'all wouldn't have it. That was, you know, that was the gist of it. So one of the brothers got to get out and say, yeah, he right. Not only did he say, yeah, he's right, he also went on to say, and as a matter of fact, man, you know, we not how our ancestors got down, that's on them. We not them. You know, we do shit different. And I was like, damn, man. So I went in the comments. I said, no, homie, you still them same people. They are you, you are them. The DNA says it. You know, the DNA says it. Now you want to be in denial in terms of where you come from and who you are. That doesn't change the fact that people are still, you know, they don't care if it was yesterday or today. You know, what you standing on or what they stood on. You still the same motherfucker. You still come from that stock. You still them. That's our problem, man. We tend to, and a lot of our, not just our youth, man, but our people in general want to hurry up and say, oh, man, this is a new day. It's a new, we don't do that no more like that. Oh, and you think, man, how people get down in terms of how we are, who we are, that shit has changed? No, that's old script is still in place. It's just that it's been around so long, man. We got other races, semi melanated people acting like that towards us. You think that matter, man, because you not own Black power, Black unity, black support, blacks boycotting individuals who need to be boycotted. You think that, man, they don't care about, whether you with us or not. You still a ninja. And you go in one of their establishments, they're going to still treat you like they treat all the rest of us. You're in denial. Talking about, oh, man, that was them. That ain't us. No, man, that is you. That's where you come from. That's who you are. Your kids going to have that same get down in them. I don't get, man. I don't. And brothers, I have to say this as well, sisters, say some of the dumbest shit regarding the bloodline, man, the heritage, the lineage, identity. Say some of the worst shit, man. And I swear, when they said, hey, man, I transport to where they are, and I could see them saying, yeah, this shit, these dumb motherfuckers. And they really think they saying some shit that's powerful, that really carry weight, that means something. No, man, you're just ignorant, bro. You're in denial. You are your parents, man. Your parents are you. That's how that goes, man. The DNA speaks to that. That's what it is. Now, you guys want to come in and want to change the landscape, based on what? What? What have you contributed or give you the right to think you can function and disregard everything that came before you? Shit don't make any sense, man. It don't make any sense. And this is why a lot of the elders, a lot of people older than this generation that be talking at yin yang be like, man, fuck them. Because you dudes are in denial. You sisters are in denial. These people are attacking us. We've been under attack for the longest time. And the only time we seem to recognize that is when it's us doing it. Then we all in. Our energy is there. We know exactly who to go get, who to fight with, who to shoot, who to kill. But when another demographic do it, we give passes. We deny who we are. Oh, I ain't with them. Yeah, you are, stupid. You are. And again, our brothers ain't only our sisters. They do just idiotic shit. Idiotic shit. I don't get it. I'm gonna stick to the script. I'm remain within my principles when I talk about our queens. But I can say this and be done with it. Some of the shit our queens do, our goddesses do, our sisters do, it fucking infuriates me, man. What the hell are y'all doing? Leave it alone. But yeah, man, for any of y'all to think that, man, that what that Asian was saying does not apply to you, or that you are not a part of this get down, man, this lineage, these bloodlines, this DNA, you are mistaken. You're not going to get a pass. They don't do that. They'll use you, exploit you, manipulate you, but they don't give you passes, man. I don't care who the hell you think you are, what you got. Straight up, man. All right, Antonio, I see you, bro. Salute right back to you, man, and love and respect, bro. Raymond Scott said, yes, man, I was going to touch on this young brother's situation. This is where and why we need that black love. We don't get no justice, y'all. They're telling us how they feel towards us. The white supremacists do it. The Mexicans do it. Latinos do it. Hispanics do it. However they, the Asians do it. The Native American, all of them do it to us, man. And we be blind to some shit intentionally. We be on some coward shit, I think, most of the time. We don't want to acknowledge when people are being disrespectful towards us. We don't want to acknowledge when another demographic is being disrespectful to us. But lo and behold, let a brother or a sister say something like, hey, man, what's up? All hell breaks loose. Shit weird, man. You mugs, we done standing on what business? What business y'all standing on? You know, this shit is crazy, man. We get no justice, man. They're telling us just how they feel towards us, man. That's you can't get no more serious than that. Ramsco going to say, man, I gotta say, man, this too. Forgive me. If it was us against us, we'll slide on the block fast. All right. What's the prevention towards that establishment? Mhm. Our folks should have been got on that. All right. Should have been got on that. Yeah. LL Cyrus Belton, man. Long live. Listen, man, that's the point. What's wrong with us? We are that indoctrinated. Are we that brainwashed? Just had a little thing the other night, man. I posted a little brother. He said he named a gang of shit that a lot of us actually subscribe to. And he said, hey, man, if you subscribing to that, you're brainwashed. We're brainwashed, man. And it, you know, it's not permanent. You know, I just think that a lot of us are comfortable being in that state of mind. To a lot of us, it's a blanket. It's a security blanket. You'd rather be brainwashed, turn a blind eye to what's being to you outside of your demographic, your ethnicity, your melanation, you know. You want to turn a blind eye to that, but when your own do it, it's like, goddamn, all hell breaks loose. That's brainwash, man. These people are telling us what it is. Oh, that smell good down there. There you go. Cooking. Yeah, man, they telling us what it is, man. All right, Poke, man, what it do, Bub one? Poke say, man, what it do, Bub? Salute to you and the family, and shout out to the RGC and the best live, UTG. Focus on the focus. Good to see you in here, Poke. Peace, prosperity, you and the fam, bro. You going to say, man, Bub, I met little Tim back in the day. He used to pull up with the 7-4. With the 7-4s, he was always straight with me. And when I first met him, I knew my dress code was right. My dress code was right on because it was damn near the same. Yeah, man, that's the loved one, man. Grew up with him, man. His sister also, the family, you know, go way back, man, to the 70s, man. Like I said, man, you know, before we gang banging, we was running the streets together. You know what I mean? I learned to ride my first motorcycle and mini bike, messing with the whites, you know, that family, you know, little Tim as well, you know. Yeah, man, you know, we got history, man. You know, that was my dude, man. You know. So rest well, loved one, and happy birthday. Happy heavenly birthday, as they say. Yeah, miss that guy, man. Used to be short back in the day. He was shorter than everybody. Shit, man, by 85, 86, motherfucker sprouted. He was my height. Damn. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Little Tim. That was the original Smutly. The original Smutly, you know. But yeah, Poke, man, that was a loved one, man. And it's a good thing you knew him, man. He was solid, you know, man. He was a good dude. You know, we all grow to learn, man. We learn to continue to grow, you know, and go for each and every one of us, man. All right, Fat Rat, I see you up in here, loved one. He said, peace to you and RGC, Big Bug. Right back to you, Fat Rat. Peace and prosperity, you and your fam, bro. Yeah. Good to see you, man. He hollering at you as well, Poke. Peace to Poke. Peace to you and the family. Yeah. All right, man. That's how it's supposed to go. B60 say, man, wait a minute, B60, did I miss something? That looked like a runoff right there. Oh, you say my mom's a 73 and still skates. Let me see if that was a runoff. Oh, no. Okay, so you're going to say something new. They standing on the shoulders of giants and think they're responsible for the view they have. Yeah, tell the truth. Yeah, man. All right, man. Pope say, Raymond Skull, man, how you been? I pray you and your family the best of God's care. I haven't watched an episode of your podcast in a while, but I'll watch one later tonight to put something on my brain. There you go. Yeah, sponsor that, man. Dialogue with Roscoe, man. Go in there and check him out, man. Like I say, for him, every episode is Black History. You can't lose. You can't lose, man. Support him. Yeah. All right, James, I see you up in there. Salute right back to you, loved ones. Salute to you, the family, and the CPT. Hey, each and one of y'all up in Compton as well as Bompton. All right. Let's say it like it's supposed to be said, man. All love and respect, man, for each and every one of us, man. Real respect. You going to say, bro, peace, love, and respect to all the brothers and sisters. I'm sending my shots out to the 111s and the 11 deuces. I was doing my thing off 106 for 106 today with my loved ones. Happy Thursday, brother. There you go. Get out there and mix it up, man. Get out there and mix it up, man. That's the way it's supposed to be. Are you going to say what's up to the Hoovers? All lines, man. One. Yep. I'm sure they appreciate that. Keep it grooving. Raymond Scole said, man, our people are riders, but show weakness by not focusing on national issues such as racist acts against our people and taking the correct actions to avenge ours. What we have to be in prison only. What we have to be in prison only. I guess that's what you mean by that. Yeah, man. And that's crazy how that works. So they passed an anti-Asian discrimination bill. You can't even say too much none to Asians. It's almost like the black hat people. Anything you say is anti-Semitic. You know what I mean? Got down there where it's a hate crime. We're the only ones ain't got one. You can kill us. You can go on the streets, disrespect us, terrorist threats, all this shit, man. And if you act on it, more likely than not, we'll be the ones in handcuffs first, and or going to jail, and or dying. That's some messed up stuff, man. That's some messed up stuff, man. And I say this, we say this all the time. I think that it's only like that because we haven't, like our people did back in the day, man, the 50s and the 60s. They got up, man. They spoke up, they spoke out, They stood up, they stood out. They let mugs know, man, we ain't, man. Now, a lot of shit they did, I wouldn't have did. I ain't with the nonviolent shit, you know what I mean? Especially when it comes to our well-being, our safety, our lives, So I'm not one of them. But anyway, they did that. We're not doing that, man. We're not doing that. And I think maybe because we have politicians nowadays and celebrities, soon as we get riled up and ready to go, first thing they do, NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox News, they have one of them right in front of the camera. All right, talking about, brothers and sisters, everyone remain calm. It's going to be all right. We're going to deal with this. We're going to have justice, And it's never that. It's never that. Like Malcolm say, man, hey, man, an eye for an eye, man. An eye for an eye. That's the only way that should be. Brothers back in the day in the pen, one of ours, shit, I think it was 3 or 4 of theirs. That's where we supposed to be, man. And yeah, y'all going to keep flexing that political bull crap, whatever, that's fine. But we want people to know at the same time, man, we ain't having it. I support that. I really do. I ain't making no apologies for that. Because that's the only thing the majority of them understand. I watched so much social media today, man, and the cowardness I saw being displayed by a lot of our people, man, was just, it hurt my heart to see that shit. And I couldn't help but think that, okay, had that been a melanated person, it would have been a whole different get down. And I'm pretty sure of that. But when it come to others, It's like, damn, man, people get passes. I watched one today. I don't know if y'all seen this one. This hurt me more than anything, even the racism and shit. A pit bull get away from its owner or its chain or whatever, and it attacked two sisters. I mean, literally, this pit was one of them Russian greys. It was it was on the sister, got hold of her, got a hold of her hand like this, and she couldn't get it loose. That in and of itself was fucked up. I'm like, damn, I wish I was dead. I'd have killed that mother. It'd have been dead. But what was worse was right in back of her, while this shit no more than 5 feet away, are two brothers sitting in the car recording this shit. Oh man, look at that. And so one brother, no man, I gotta help him. The other brother say, don't you get out this car. Don't you get. I said, you fag. A couple of punks. And they recorded the whole thing. All the way up into the point where the dog, another sister who was in the car, got out to help her. The dog attacked her. Got all up in the SUV with him. Was on him. Them two brothers sat there, man, and recorded this shit, talking about how horrific that was. This is the state of mind of our brothers, man. Just weak, man, to some extent, some of us. Shit was sad, man. I mean, people, black people just watching and stopped and getting out the cars looking, oh, somebody help. You help. The dog had a collar on. And it goes to show, see, this is, I'm telling y'all, man, this shit real, man, what's happening to us, man. We're being conditioned, man, to be weak people, man. To be in fear of shit. The dog had a huge ass collar on his neck. All right. And rather than this sister who's coming to help the sister who she was in car with, grab the collar of the dog, she tried to go to the lady to make the dog mouth to get the dog off her hand. Dog turned on her immediately. Now you got people watching this, black people. The two cowards in the car watching, recording. The dog got a collar on, man. It has a collar on. And you're men. You're sitting there watching these sisters get mauled by this pet bull, man. And man, if y'all know these people, go watch that video. It's in there, man. Pet bull attacks two black women, man. And these dudes just recording it. Whoever them dudes are, man, they don't just need to be shamed. They need their asses kicked. Straight up, man. That was some sad shit I saw. But that goes to my point. A lot of us are like that, man. How do we get like that? I mean, we won't defend each other, but we'll attack one another. How do we get like that, man? It's some sad shit, bro. So Raymond Scott said, man, our people are rioters, but show weakness by not focusing on national issues such as racist acts against our people and taking the correct actions to avenge ours. Damn, what, we have to be in prison only, right? So he said, yeah, that's the only time we defend each other, you know, because we're in prison, you know, outnumbered 5-1, you know, with the Mexicans, you know. The Woods, they'll team up with the Mexicans anytime real race riots jump off, you know. So yeah, that's the only time we come together is in prison. Something wrong with us, man. Something's wrong. James said, man, I'm here listening, big bro, just twisting my thing, bub. What them plants looking like, Mr. Bub, the green thumb, man? They up and running, man. Real spit. Came home today, wife immediately stopped, man, got her phone out, said, I gotta look, you know, I can take pictures of this. Because that's what she do. You know, I don't really record what I'm doing growing until they get a certain height. When they get, you know, 5 feet, shit like that. You know, and them colas is fat, you know, big as my forearm and shit, you know. That's when I start recording it. You know, when I see, you know, the tarkings on them up, the glycerin, you know, that's when I'll start recording. But other than that, they're coming along, man. Right now they're at they're about 4 feet, and they're just now starting to bud. They look delicious. They look like they're gonna do the damn thing, man. You know, yeah. James said, man, rips, RIPs to the rules, man. All love, one. Yep. Pope said, man, CPT in the house, much love and respect always. Mm-hmm. You say, love you, brother Pope, man. That's from James. You love you, brother Pope. Bub, you say, Bub, I got a random old question. If not beautiful, sunny California, where else would you live your life? Just one place, anywhere in America or abroad. Let me know, big bro. I don't know. Some of y'all know. I resided in Mississippi, man, for like a year and a half. It was a short run, but it was one of the best experiences I had. You know what I mean? And I only say that because of the hospitality that I was afforded, that I was given, that was extended to me by our brothers and sisters down there. I was, California cat. You know what I mean? Big black. Like big black. About a couple of my people with me. And all love, man. You know what I mean? Seriously. It was quieter down there, slower. Land was, there was abundance. You could buy land, which is what, took place. Man, I had a piece of land, man, out now in the boondocks. I had a stream at my back door. My back door had running water, a stream, man. Pretty, hey, wake up deer in my yard, man. Possum, raccoon, just everything, and I love that shit, I was away from the bullshit for the most part. Well, not initially. Initially, I was a Cali cat, and I didn't, and friends don't, I mean, locations I shouldn't have been or whatever, so I had to set that straight. But besides that, man, once that was settled, that was, it was all love, man. You know what I mean? And not just me, receiving it. It was reciprocal, looked out, man. I looked out for families down there, And again, our aspect of poverty is like 5 times theirs. You know what I mean? Wages down there was, I recall this shit, man. I was, I knew somebody down there had a job, and she was probably getting maybe $4 an hour, $4 an hour, 10-hour days. Like, what the fuck? What? I remember, I recall when I left California, what the minimum wage, what people were getting paid back in that time, 91, 92. And if I recall correctly, about $9, $10, probably more, probably more. And hey man, mugs actually had outhouses, man. You hear me, So and that one, not everybody, but when you go out in the boondocks, in them woods and back in them deep woods, you see, little old cabins and shit, mobile homes, like mobile homes and shit, that type of shit. But that's where I would, if it was up to me, I would want to go back to Mississippi. I remember first arriving there on a Greyhound, and all I saw was a field of white. I know what the fuck it was, and just so happened the Greyhound stopped on the interstate at an intersection, right? That's how they built out there, the roads and shit. And I was able to see that was cotton. And that was damn near as far as my eye could see, just number cotton. And something came over me then. I was like, what the fuck? And I hated cotton, because it dawned on me, damn, I'm where this shit was going down at, I told a story about an incident out there with some cracker. Thought he was gonna get away with that type of shit. And like, nah, homie, I don't know what they do down here, bro, but shit. When I'm here, this is how we get down, you know. But yeah, Mississippi would be the place for me. You know, and if I had an alternative, where would I want to? I would more than likely United States would be first, because I think we have a connection here older than what they tell us. For that reason, you know, but understanding that, yeah, we come here from somewhere else, you know, I don't care how long ago it was, you know, and I'm talking about way before, you know, this thing called, you know, the peculiar institution. We come from there, you know, and so my second place would, of course, be there. You know, what part? I don't know, maybe West Africa. I would love to go and be a part of Burkina Faso, Mali, or either Nigeria. It wouldn't make me no difference. You know, I want to go down there, man, and get in that, you know, but I'm here and this is where the fight is. So, you know, this is my first, you know, my first choice, no doubt. No doubt. So I'll let you know that, Jane. Raymond Cole said, man, funny how all these hate crimes are in place for other races. It's the narcissistic fiber it's the narcissistic fiber erases America. Eventually, we're going to have to educate ourselves, unite, and get cracking. And I think that the education in terms of, you know, systemic racism, white supremacy, bigotry, that type of shit, we're all educated in that respect. So that thought, that energy needs to be, you know, slid over, you know, pushed over to that which would involve our uniting and knowing why we're uniting, and as a result of coming into the understanding of why we're uniting, to get cracking. We don't need no fucking education. We don't need no more education, man. Shit, we've been educated enough in terms of how these people see us, how they plan to continue to deal with us. We don't need to be educated on that no more. Now is the time, man. You know, and shit. Even in the respect of, you know, getting cracking, we don't need to be educated on that. You know, maybe some of us do, but for the most part, a lot of us know already what's supposed to be done and how to go about doing it. But again, man, we're dealing with some shit, man, that it's indoctrination, man. We're in a cold way, man. That's all I can say on that, bro. We're in a cold way, man. And that shit is, yeah, it hurts, man, just seeing this shit. Folks say, man, we've kept the word ninja alive, but it seems all the other races, including the Asians, think that it is theirs as well. People have made millions of that word. People have made millions of that word while we mostly died from it. Damn that word. Yeah. What did they say, man? In terms of what these other demographics are doing in terms of our culture, they're stealing our culture. They're usurping our culture. They're taking it, and they're not only cosplaying, they're actually benefiting, profiting off of it, and we don't. We don't. You know, and that's some sad shit. It shouldn't be that way, man. You know, but see, when we get upset about the N word, whose fault is that? See, because we run around now, it ain't like we're calling each other niggas, and I don't mean Niggas. We don't go around saying Negus, describing ourselves as royalty and kings. We don't do that. You know, but we tend to make excuses for why we do it. Oh, that's an affectionate way of saying it, or that's an anger. You ain't shit but a ninja. You know what I mean? We're saying it, except for we're not using a hard R, but we mean it the same way the slave master meant it when he was displeased. So when we're displeased with one another, we actually say it in the same context, you know. But you know, we want to have an attitude when, you know, other races and demographics start to use that word even amongst themselves, right? Crazy. Amongst themselves, we want to get attitude, but we're failing to realize, and you know, that's our fault. That's our fault. Rather than, you know, check, Same way we wanted to march because they wanted us on the back of the bus rather than us at the hard day's work, getting the first seat we see, the rest of our feet. You know, we go and fight for that. But the same way we did that, we didn't do that on the N-word. We didn't fight, say, man, hey, man, we're going to shut it down if you keep addressing me like that. We didn't do that. Here's another circumstance where we took it on the chin. We took it on the chin and rolled with it. Yeah. Yeah. We were okay with it to the point where, hey, man, we begin to referring to ourselves as ninjas. And in the derogatory sense, again, we don't say niggas. We don't address ourselves like that because most of us don't even know what that really means, you know. And you know. But we use the variant. We use the one that they use to disrespect us, to disparage us, to belittle us. But then we do it to ourselves. And then we got the audacity to be upset with other races for saying it. Because that's all we say to each other all day, every day on the street. Hey, man, I've had the most cringe-worthy experiences with brothers and sisters out in public around Wyopis and Mahindas and others, and they just freely, every other word is the N word. And I'm telling you, I'm like, damn, man. Damn. The fuck I look like telling a Mexican or an Asian or white person, hey, man, don't be saying that, man. When I got brothers and sisters say it so freely, they're so comfortable with it that, you know, they don't realize that how loose they are with it, right? You know, they're setting a precedent. Everything we do, they copy. So come on, man, how you wouldn't know that they would copy that too? And they have a way of using it. When they cool with each other, they use, hey, my ninja, da-da-da-da-da. But when they mad at us, they go in with the hard R. But we mad because they saying this. We not mad. Again, man, here we are. We'll check each other, you know, or not, you know, for shit that we need to check each other for. You know, we won't do that. You know, we'll let them get away with some shit. And in other respects, we won't allow or let ourselves get away with some shit. But on the other hand, we'll do certain shit to each other or say certain things to each other that doesn't make sense. That only actually gives the other individuals ammunition or license to do as we do. They copy everything we do. Everything. And we want to act like, man, what the hell? How dare they? How dare you? That's where we wrong at, man. I watched a sermon today, a preacher in church going in. Everybody in the congregation was a bunch of N-word, man. And I'm like, golly, man, for real? It's crazy, man. This shit crazy. But anyway, Polk said, man, we've kept the N-word alive, but it seems all the other races, including Asians, think that it is theirs as well. People have made millions of that word while we mostly die from it. Damn the word. I agree, bro. Everybody benefit off of it but us. But our only benefit is when we're saying it in an endearing way, you know. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, right? Get the fuck out of here. The fuck is endearing about that? I don't get it. You know? One of my loved ones, man, rest in peace, man. There are two people living. Most people know when we talk, we have discussions. Don't address me like that. You know, don't do that. One of my loved ones, rest in peace, man. You know, and I used to say, man, what the fuck wrong with you? Did you ever? Oh, my ninja, I got here. And I'm realizing, like, damn, man, you really caught up. There are two people living today. When I talk, we get talking, and they'll use it. Not necessarily as a point of reference, but just as a figure of speech. And I'm still like, you know, and you know, I actually get turned off. You know, I shut down. So I see them talking and I hear shit, but it's not registering because what's stuck is this fucking N-word shit, man. I can't focus. You know, you know, I don't want to focus, matter of fact, because if that's the way you're going to express this conversation to me, then you're not talking about nothing. You know, and most of the time I have to make myself pay attention. Even when I know using this language, you ain't talking about nothing, man. You can't be. You can't be. That's me, man. That's just me. That everybody ain't got to think like I think and carry on like I do, but that's me. I can be in public and I can see our youngsters, our older heads, sisters too. The N word and the B word. N word I can tolerate a little bit. See, when you call and addressing sisters like that, that's wrong. But anyway, the N word, they could be one. Listen to me, man. They could be around 100 KKK motherfuckers. And do you know these will still say the N word? Tell me something ain't wrong with that, man. Something wrong with that. And they be just laughing, smiling at this dumb ninja. Now what you say again, boy? Oh, ninja, you must be stupid. Ninja. A ninja will fuck you up. Ninjas ain't playing. Ninja. Sad shit, man. Sad shit, man. I'm telling you, sad shit. James say, man, facts, Bubs, man. They train their dogs to be racist. I have three-time prairie. Raymond Skull said, man, that reminds me of a recording of a white police officer hitting a 14-year-old black girl. Yeah, I saw some just recently on that, bro. You know, I'm wondering why the person didn't intervene. They scared. They scared, man. I'm gonna share some. Recently, I had an experience, right? Some people come by, you know, whatever. You know, like, you know, what the fuck you doing on my property? Well, fuck. You were not invited here. You know, open my gate for you to come in my shit. Get off my shit, man. Right now. Give a fuck about none of that. I don't care about none of that. Private property. Get off my shit. And I mean, that took place in the span of 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. Come on my front door. There they were. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear none of that. I want to ask questions. March them right out in a minute and a half at least. No longer. Was not playing, didn't give a fuck. You know, a lot of us are scared of these people, man. People. You know, we're scared of the authority backing the people, but then it's like a twofold type of fear. We're not only scared of the authority, but we're scared of the people who wield the authority as well. So the fear is 2 times, it's double. Shit, I wish. When we don't know any better, man, we don't do better. You know, when we know better, we carry on, we act accordingly. You know, and then also just keep in mind some of that, sometimes that shit, you know, when we get talking about human rights, civil rights, constitutional rights, for real, man, some of that shit don't matter because they really don't apply to us. It's why you see half of them do the shit they do. You know, so we have to be very mindful of shit, you know, even when we're in the, you know, we're in that moment, like, what the fuck? The fuck? You know, I don't give a fuck, get the fuck, you know, or won't, you know, be mindful, man. But I think our people are just, you know, authority, man, and how it's been wielded against us, how it's been utilized on us. We're in fear, man. We're in abject fear, man. I see shit on social media. Brothers be trembling and can't speak straight. You know, like they're about to pass out. They can't breathe. You know, like that's fear, man. Fuck that, man. I don't get it, man. I don't know. Anyway, you can't, you know, come on, man. I'd probably be, yeah, knock on wood, I'd probably be in a world of trouble to see something like that. Like, no, man, you're wrong. No, don't do that. You know, I think that's how I would approach it, but I would approach it understanding that there's a consequence, you know, but damn, like that can't be the reason for me standing there watching them abuse a child, one of our children, or one of our women, or one of our elderly. Fuck that, man. Fuck playing the game. That's part of the problem as well. We want to always act like we finessing and we manipulating the game. You know, hey man, we got to play the game so we'll be here a little longer. Fuck that. Well, I want to be here longer under the same shit. And the longer I'm here playing this game, the longer this shit gonna go on. It ain't gonna change. The examples, we forgotten the examples. You know, how do you know, yeah, man, some of the shit that our ancestors, our elders did in the past actually worked, brought about change. We forgot how to bring change to our situation. That's it. You know, I'm we got these people killing our people, man, killing our kids, and they're walking scot-free. They're walking scot-free. And they got this power structure behind them to make them, or to where they're more emboldened to do the shit they're doing. You know, a lot of us don't realize that the authorities, the police, are there to protect and serve property. For real. You comprehend that any way you want. You know, any way you want. Only thing they are there to do for your black ass is either arrest you or kill you. Well, it starts off initially as disrespecting you, then arrest you or shoot and kill your black ass. That's it. Everybody else, though, they get passes. You don't get no passes. And that shit ain't cool. I just watched some shit today where a cop had a young sister. She up against the wall already. And for whatever reason, he decides to grab her by her hair and he flung her down so hard where her head hit the ground. She died a year later. You know, she hit the ground so hard. Another cop come in. Basically, you can hear him say, man, what you doing? You know, but the cop didn't care. Still had her by the hair and shit. You know, and the little sister sitting up, but you know, she fucked up. A concussion. She died a year later. Nothing happened to the pig. Nothing happened to the pig. This shit goes on every day, man. Well, not just the pigs doing this shit, but they do every day. Probably half the shit, maybe shit, man. 3/4 of the shit that goes on against our people is not recorded, not documented, not exposed. They're getting away with it. They're getting away with it. I just saw another incident, man. This shit hurt my heart. But at the same time, I was mad at the dad. This young sister, man, this was a military issue during the time of the Iraq War. She's in Balad, Iraq. They find her dead inside an army tent, or what they call contractors, CIA, BlackRock, all them. She's dead. Her nose is broken. Her teeth are knocked out. her vagina, her private parts, acid was poured in there. You know why, right? She was brutalized and murdered. The army covered the shit up. No one has been arrested for this shit. I did a little research right quick, found out who the commanding officer was, who the tent belonged to, the whole nine. They're your suspects right there. The dad was a military guy, brother. You know, and I'm like, hey man, you know, he gonna say, yeah, I knew how dirty, you know, the military is to black folk, but you let your daughter go into that situation, let her go to war. And now I wasn't upset for him. I mean, you know, some kind of way for this sister to have went through that. You can't imagine. I cannot imagine the fear and the trauma she suffered, man. And ain't no doubt in my mind who killed her. Wasn't no Iraqis. Bet you that. She was in a contractor's tent. The contractors were those who work for BlackRock and those type of organizations who are in Iraq, CIA, all them. You know, how she got in that tent, I don't know. But my thought was, see, this was what's wrong with some of our sisters too. They too quick to go and mingle with these males from this white supremacist race. You know what I mean? They too quick. A lot of our sisters, when they come up missing, when they come up dead, guess who is by? You know, but that's just one incident, an example of what we go through. And I don't know. I'm like, where was the brothers who were dispatched in Iraq as well? Y'all not looking out for these sisters? Y'all don't see her going in this tent with these crackers? Ain't nobody saying nothing. Crazy, man. Crazy work, man. Crazy work. Anyway. Crazy work, man. But yeah, man. So yeah, I don't know. I can't stand around and see some shit like that and be okay with it. I just can't. And I know that worries my wife. That much I know. That much I know. You know, she think I'm still crazy. I'm not. I'm awake now. I'm just conscious now. You know, ain't crazy. Ain't got nothing to do with it. But yeah, man, you know, anytime, man, this is going on and our people see it, man, for the most part, they don't intervene. George Floyd laid there in the street with a knee on his neck, and brothers watched that shit happen. Watched it happen. Brothers, watch that shit happen, man. Watch that cracker kill that brother. Nobody was willing to help to save that brother's life, man. It's cold shit. That's cold shit. Chris say, Bub, you know you want to come to New York and live in the ice box. Man, look here. Oh, man, shit. I don't know. I tell you, see, I don't know. I'd be in a lot of trouble in New York, man. I see too much disrespect from the NYPD, bro. Too much disrespect by the NYPD, and too many brothers, just like brothers in California, who are on the police force, you know, they go in on hard on brothers and sisters than the crackers do. Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, no, I don't want to go down there. And it ain't the snow. It ain't the snow. It's the Latinos and the brothers who push that NYPD shit harder than them crackers. You know, I mean, I done seen some terrible shit, man. Some terrible shit, man. And again, and I have to say, same way I see it down here, I see it in New York. Brothers stand there with their cell phone talking shit. You know, brothers end up dead. You know, but they recorded it. Guess what? The first thing they probably did, let me see what news organization or outlet I can sell this clip to. And one thing about saying this, brother, life, that's all over the country. That ain't just New York or LA. But yeah, man, the way, see, New York and LA cops are kind of the same, right? You know, so, you know, it wouldn't make no difference. While down there, here, it's the same, man. You know, only thing, yeah, it don't snow here, bro. It don't snow. You know, it never rains in Southern California either, man. Very little. But yeah. Yeah, you brothers got your hands full down there, man. Those brothers in New York. Folks say, Bub, what has me to always make a bona fide effort to always come back to UTG is for the most part, we stick together because we relate to each other's background. That gives us emotional support, which is needed and respected. It strengthens us culturally, even what Roscoe is doing by preserving our history with this podcast. We have to be willing to balance us black people together. I don't disagree, bro. I don't disagree. And when I say, I mean what I say when I say, man, I'm about melanated people. I am. And I'm so much about it that I don't know if people really believe this or trust it or not. I don't care what religion you are. I just care about the people, man. Our people, us, you know? And then all those things that can help us to unite. That's what matters to me, man. I know there are certain things that separates us, that prevents us from uniting. Religions are one. You know, I know this for a fact, you know, and yet I don't got no issues with no brother or sister. You know, hey man, how can we come together, bro? That's all that mattered to me, man. When Roscoe do his thing, man, that's some deep shit, you know. And again, we've said this. Why ain't a gang of Roscoe like channels where every day, man, is some melanated history regarding our goddesses and our gods, our kings and queens, our sisters and our brothers. Every damn day is supposed to be that. Because it's not, guess what we get? We get Asians killing our black youth, man. We get people acting really, really racist towards us, disrespectful. We get white boys walking up and down streets calling us, you know, the N-word, and nobody does nothing. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, there's one of our goddesses, our queens right there. I ain't seen you in a week, girl. In a week of Sundays. Kimberly Mitchell up in the house, y'all. Kimberly Mitchell, 1983. Say, Hoover, hey, sorry I haven't been touching, and I've been with my sister. I'm sitting here in ICU. Please pray for me. I don't know if my sister is going to make it tonight. Please, please pray for me. You're in our thoughts. Your sister is in our thoughts. Dang. Yeah, put that in the atmosphere, y'all. Put that in the atmosphere, man. There's a lot of power, man. We got abilities and power we don't even realize, man. We've been kept from them. We've been kept from them, man. Our togetherness, our unity is a power. It's a healing power, man. So put them thoughts in the atmosphere, man, for Kimberly's sister, man. She'll make it. I hate to hear that, sister. Let's put that in the atmosphere for her, y'all. I got you. Roscoe said, man, Kimberly, man, prayers for you and your family. Same here. Prayers, sister. Chris say, man, you know, they don't want you working up in their office building around their women. Who that, bro? I don't too much care about none of that, man. I would tell you something, man. If I was in that type of environment, man, be quite frank. Anytime I work with brothers and sisters, I find a way to promote, discuss, debate blackness. I don't give a fuck who in the vicinity. You know what I mean? I don't care who in the vicinity. And I better not see somebody acting weird or funny around blackness. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna hit them with something, and it's gonna be concrete. It's gonna be real. But yeah, man, I wouldn't, in that type of setting, man, first and foremost, we're gonna fill the place out. We want to know our environment. You right? We ain't just gonna, but truth be told, trust and know that in a matter of time, I mean, every brother and sister up in that joint, I'm gonna know them. They gonna know me, and we gonna chill. We gonna have conversations because that's what we do. We know what's going on. We know what's going on. Cool. I got that, homie. Thank you for that. I've seen that clip actually. With what's the sister name, man? I think her name's Sister Soldier. Yeah, Sister Soldier. She was on the Phil Donahue show. She lit him up. I remember that. Appreciate the clip though, bro. Appreciate the clip. Right quick. No, we ain't gonna do that. Hold on, bud. Hold on, y'all. I had to do something right quick that I changed my mind. That's a no-go. Okay. Yeah, man. Our prayers out to Kimberly, man, for sure, for sure. And Chris, yeah, I heard what you said, bro. Working up in that type of situation. I ain't too much tripping like that, you know. And for the most part, I go to work, you know, do my job and get the fuck out the way. You know what I mean? You know. Folks, send this to yours, Kimberly, as well. I know you see that 3 salutes to you, Queen, you and your sister. And again, you know, your sister is in our thoughts. Same from B60, man. Prayers for you and your family, sis. Lisa Moore, same thing. It's out there. Sister Kimberly, man. Lisa Moore said, Sister Kimberly, my prayers is with you, Queens. On Hoover. Keep your head up. The Most High. Don't make mistakes. Truth to power, girl. Go on then. Sister Lisa. Pope Mitchell says, spit, Brother Bub. A real sister's in the house, everybody. Another real sister is in the house. She say, shalom, family. Kimberly, prayers going up that Yah may send blessings of healings down upon your sister and us all. Praise Yah. Appreciate that. I appreciate that coming from you, a real sister. Thank you for putting that in the atmosphere as well. Most needed. Most needed. Lisa, man. Lisa said, Queen Kimberly, we with you, sis. Pope Mitchell say, man, hey, we say the word ninja like the whites meant it deep. But we know that they turned the real country name Nigeria into this disrespectful word on us. Well, like I said, too, though, Pope, so there's a word, and you guys should Google it. Negus. Niggas. And it's a meaning. So it's like, to me, they took our shit, man, and like they twisted it. They twisted it to mean something totally different than what it really means. That's some crazy shit, right? Right? That's some crazy shit. What does niggas, Negus, mean? Okay, so niggas, all right? N-E-E dash G-U-S. Negas is an ancient Ethiopian word derived from Giza, GS language that means king or ruler. All right, it's an ancient Ethiopian word derived from the GS language, GE-EZ language that means king or ruler. In Ethiopian history, it served as a title of sovereignty, traditionally translated as king or emperor. The term gained prominent usage in the modern pop culture and hip hop, notably popularized by rapper Kendrick Lamar in his 2015 song I, to reclaim a sense of Black royalty, power, and self-respect. While there is a popular cultural belief that the slur stems from a corruption of the word negus, most linguists and historians note that the slur is actually derived from the Latin word niger, meaning black. Regardless of the debated etymological origin within hip hop and modern Black cultural dialogue, Negas is used as a deliberate, empowering alternative to elevate the speaker and community. That's the difference. That's the difference. But you were right in saying that, hey, they took it from where they took it and twisted it to make it less than what it, what it really means. So appreciate you dropping that poke. Appreciate that. James said, man, this weak ass YouTube keeps censoring my comments. Hey, you must be, don't use niggas. don't use the ninja, bro. Yeah, you already know. All right, this weak ass YouTube keeps censoring my comments, shaking my head. In regards to the wacko pit bulls because of weak owners who don't know how to handle those types of dogs, that stuff aggravates me. And yes, people do train their dogs to be racist with a disgrace. Rakufu in the house, y'all. He said castigation, severe, morally justified punishment or condemnation for serious wrongdoing. So that individual child need to be castigated, right? He needs to be castigated, right? Yeah. Henry said, man, laugh out loud, man. I can't take the cold weather in Cali, man. I know I can't live back east. Salute to my brothers who grew up in that type of weather. For real, for real. Can you imagine going out in a blizzard, man, in New York or Chicago? Detroit, Jersey. Just super cold, man. You got to have them big old puffy coats and shit. Like you the Michelin man and shit. You got to be scarfed up and shit, man. You got to be like, you pulling 50 pounds behind you just to make it to the corner. Hell to the no, man. But peace to you brothers, man. I send my props to y'all, man. You had to come up in that to know how to deal with it. And it wasn't for me. That's why I'm born, I'm here in Cali. Wasn't born here, but that's why I've been here my whole life. That was something I don't think I'd be used to. Real spit. It snowed in Mississippi once, man, and it looked nice for the initially. Hey, man, after a while, like, hell no, man, tires spinning and shit. Man, hell no. Nah, man. Then it turned all dirty and muddy looking. No. Y'all gonna have this shit. I'm gonna jump on a plane, go back to California, man, till this shit melt, All right, castigation. Excuse me, y'all. Castigation, word for the day. That's from Rakufu. Appreciate you, bro. Henry Sadella going to say, man, we have to educate our children, teaching them to be conscious of what is going on present time, as well as the history. And I think that's where we falter at also as educators of our youth. And even some of us who aren't young anymore, the adults. A lot of people aren't educated, actually do not know how to comport themselves in different environments and societies. You know what I mean? A lot of our people do not. And I think when I was talking about this earlier about especially a lot of our sisters, this goes double though for a lot of our brothers when they get around certain environments or go into certain environments where they don't really understand not just the language in the environment, but the mindset, they end up missing. They end up missing, swinging, being like strange fruit, man. Great, molested, dumped on the wayside. A lot of them going to these situations thinking everybody's cool. Oh, I'm black. They're gonna like me. I'm a cute sister. I'm beautiful. Fine. They're gonna want me. Yeah, they're gonna want you dead. Brothers, the same way, man. Shit, I'm black, man. They're gonna want you dead. Yeah, man. We don't lace our people right, We just don't lace our people right. I don't know, man. Fat Rat Sanders also, Kimberly said, Kimberly prayers and sus. Henry Sadello, same thing. Hey, Kim Blessing, sister. Shout out to Sister Soldier, man. Militant minded. Her and Ice Cube had a dope song together, a song called Killing Me Softly. I'm not familiar with that. I bet my wife know that one. I'm not familiar with that one though. Henry Chadello said, man, Deadly Code of Silence album. Oh, yeah, I ain't up on that. Ross says, man, but niggas is not ninja word. I'm well aware of that. Right. Yeah, I'm well aware of that. Yeah. Niggas is not ninja. I get it. Yeah. Folks say, don't use the N word. Don't use the N's. You real spit, bro. 2004 documentary called The N Word. Uh-oh. I don't know if I can watch that. Like I said, man, I anytime I hear it, it's cringeworthy to me. I just you know. Yeah, shit. Rakufu said, man, Detroit was cold as a kid. Yeah, I don't get it, man. You got to be bundled up. You know, I've seen some content where, you know, man, these kids and adults are so bundled up. I mean, just puffy. Yeah, I mean, for real. And I've seen a couple of them fall down, and they're so round. They just, up the street, end over end. Some of them so, tightly bound in, warm clothing, they fall over. They can't even get up. I'm like, oh no, that wasn't for me. Yeah, so I dodged a bullet there, bro. Rakufu said, man, imagine getting shot in the snow, red blood all over white snow, cold look. Yeah, I can't even imagine that. I've seen it in the movies, right? But yeah. Chris goes on to say, so where have all the black people gone from long time ago? We're not in the major cities like before. We're going to be pushed out to the sea soon. Yeah, and even in California, a lot of us acknowledge this because we see it. We were pushed out of like South Central, Watts, Compton, Inglewood, LA, period. And ended up in Lancaster, Palmdale, San Bernardino, 50 miles, 70 miles further out, and this is, it's by design. This is the workings of gentrification, if you ask me. That's what I think it is, but yeah, they push them out, man. Cold thing, man. And in a minute, right, we're gonna be pushed into the sea. Well, we're already, at the base of mountains. That's where they got us, basically. A lot of our people at the base of mountains and shit, like I said, San Bernardino, Palmdale, Lancaster, places like that, It's a matter of time. Rakufu said, man, a lot of people don't even realize that when we call someone our homie, the roots run much deeper than just the block. I know where you're going, and that's a good look. It links right back to one of the most powerful empires in West African history. Rakufu goes on to say, man, the kingdom of Dahomey, located in present-day Benin. All right, bro, spit. They were in the news today also, so they're trying to make peace with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger because, at one point the French was having, they would, had them acting funny to the brothers. So they have a new president now. See if I can remember how to pronounce this brother's name. It's crazy. Mahmoud. I'm not gonna remember. I just ran across this today and I try to log it in. But they have a new president in Benin, and he hasn't been there a week. And one of the first things he did, being president in less than a week, took a plane over to Burkina Faso to sit with Ibrahim Traore and make peace. Now, initially I said, I don't know if I'm gonna trust him right off the bat, you know, because France was just over there pushing the line on them 2 months ago. You know, they closed their borders off. They were doing some weird shit. But Ibrahim chose to embrace him, welcome him in. And so, you know, it remains to be seen how that's going to play out. But yeah, Benin is what the homie is where that comes from. It is located in Benin. Yeah, so they got rid of that cat. You know, this guy, the last president, in fact, he had almost American name, an American sounding name. Oh shit, on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, he was in the process, he was attempting to sell property, land, sovereign land in Benin to Planeteer. And again, I've talked about Planeteer. They're already in Honduras and maybe other places, you know, around the world where they have bought land inside a sovereign nation, and the land they bought, they created it or made it sovereign inside a sovereign nation, to where the police, the military can't go in and interfere. Nothing. I don't know how they wrote that shit like that, but that's how it is, especially in Honduras. So anyway, the brother that was president that just lost his job to the brother we're talking about now, he was in the process or trying to sell Planeteer, Peter Thiel, racist guy too, black hat dude, right? Racist. Peter Thiel was trying to buy hundreds of acres of land from Benin to go and establish their own compound within that sovereign nation, where they have their own security force, laboratories. All right. Yeah, I mean, some weird shit, man. So I'm going to research that tonight and see if that actually took place. I recall it, man. Oh, dude was debonair. The brother debonair. You know, one of them dudes, you could tell, you know, he in it for the money. You know, got the gold watch on, the gold glasses, you know, big old ring. You know, he in it for the money, you know. You know, anyway, yeah. He was, they were trying to buy the land from him. I think he had a little blowback or pushback. I don't know if it happened. I'm going to research it though. But yeah, man, Benin, man, is under new leadership. And I like to think that everything is going to be everything over there, man. I like to think that. Rakufa went on to say, here's a short rhyme tying that urban slang back to its royal and historical retrospect. All right. Right quick, Henry says, man, it's for free on YouTube, Brother Bub. I think you and the wife would like it. Just some more knowledge too, and to your wisdom. Rakufu, okay, I hear you, Henry. Rakufu said, man, I look at my homie, my brother, my kin. We holding it down where the concrete begins. We use it for comfort, a slang for the crew. But look at the history, the roots, and the view. Long before blocks and the urbanized streets, the homie was royalty marching to beats. A kingdom of warriors, fierce and profound. So when I say homie, it's an ancestral ground. Appreciate that, bro. Oh, more to it. From the coast of the past to the neighborhood crew, the power of the homie is living in you. Make sure we're done. Okay, that was the end of it. All right. Oh, shit. It is time. Great poem to end the night with. Appreciate you as always, Rakufu. As always. Make me wonder, did you write that? Made me wonder. Henry say to add, my bad. Yeah, I kind of caught that, Henry, to add. Knowledge to add to your wisdom. I caught you on that, bro. Folks say, man, I was in Indiana where it rained, thundered, cold, hot, wind blowing all in one day. Yeah. Most houses I seen were made out of brick because of the tornadoes. And I can attest to that in Mississippi, the home I had was made out of brick. You know, only thing, and I'm not fond of tornadoes and earthquakes, right? I hate the both of them. You know, can actually put fear in me. But you know, the only thing about the home that And it was out in Liberty, Mississippi, in the boondocks. Racist, right? Yeah, I didn't, I stayed, I had guns galore. It didn't have a basement. That's the only thing that trips me out about those southern states who Kansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Mississippi, that endure tornadoes. A lot of them homes don't have basements, man. When you see the aftermath, the destruction, you're wondering, and they say, oh, well, a child ended up 10 miles away. The people in the bathtub was found 20 miles away. I'm like, damn, they didn't have no basements then. What the hell? You in Tornado Alley and you ain't got a damn basement. I'm thinking Kansas may have basements, but man, some of them southern states, the mother southern states, ain't got no damn basements, man. And yeah, I would need a basement. And I thought about that when I was down there. I had that home down there. This mug ain't got no basement, man. Yeah. Nice brick home. I don't know how sturdy it was, if an earthquake occurred. I mean, a tornado, but shit. I was under the impression it was sturdy. I didn't trust it, but shit, give me a basement, man. I feel a hell lot better. Yeah, Poke down there, man, going through it, man. He said, man, listen, man, I was in the rain. It thundered. It was cold. It was hot. Wind blowing all in one day. Most houses I seen were made of brick because of the tornadoes. Yeah, boy. Well, good thing you all right, man. You made it out. Good thing. All right, Henry said, man, to add to your wisdom, I meant to say my bad. Man, we got you the last time. You always good here, bro. Fat Rat said, man, soldiers have to train in all terrain. Y'all, come on now. I'm often in inclement weather, I think you want to say. Working in the community, Detroit, to build a bridge of communication, etc. Yeah, no doubt about that. I'm sitting up talking shit, but listen, I got to Mississippi, man. Like I say, it was snowing, and I'm like, God, I'm from California, man. Now these brothers, and I kid you not, we out in the boonies, man. We at what they call sugar shack, juke joint. We out in the woods, man. No street like nothing, man. Right? They made a clearing in the woods, maybe the size of a football field, and had a shack right, like not in the middle of it, towards the back of it. The front of it was for parking. Place was popping. But I'm out here with these brothers, man. They got a fire pit going and shit. And these dudes got on light jackets and shit. And I'm out here to and some said, man, you don't buck your you can't. Hey, man, I had to buck up, man. Like, all right, fuck this, And mind you, I didn't come with a big jacket, I didn't know it snowed, man. Man, I wasn't tripping like that. Shh. Man, I want to say I got used to that shit quick, but that's a lie. I did not. But it did make me feel, all right, man, hey, man, get together, man, because, hey, if they used to it, you can be used to it. I ain't going to forget that shit. I ain't going to forget it. But you're right, Fat Rat. We have to be able to endure all types of weather, man, when it's super hot. And that's something we're most used to. At least I am. I'm used to that. But when it's raining, just, torrential rain and it's flooding, shit like that, you got to be able to know how to maneuver and get around to survive that type of shit, especially if it floods. Snow, get snowed in, all kind of shit. Now, trust to know, I understand how a lot of this shit work. I kind of want to liken myself to a survivalist. I could actually go to the woods, be it snowing or otherwise, and I'll be all right. I'm gonna make it through. I'm gonna know what to eat. I'm gonna know how to get drinkable water. I'm gonna know how to build a shelter, a lean-to, or anything. I'm gonna know. Real shit. So, yeah, but your point is taken, and it is wise, man, to listen in terms of what you said. Soldiers have to train in all terrain. Come on now. I'm often in inclement weather, working in the community. Detroit, to build a bridge of communication, etc. So you're absolutely right, man. This is something we should become accustomed to, being able to sustain ourselves or endure in inclemental weather, in weather that's not what we're used to for the most part, whether it's snowing or blizzarding, raining and a downpour, you know, whether it's super hot, you're in a heat wave, you know. Yeah, we have to learn how to adapt and adjust. I hear you loud and clear. Chris say, man, we being turned into bush people. We being turned into bush people. It's a good thing, though. They know how to heal themselves with the wet mud, man. Shit, let me be up here. Hell yeah. Them are skills, man. Shit, one day we may need them. Like I say, I be dabbing into that shit, man. You know how to heal myself with wet mud, man. Man, you got to know how to get it in. Bush people, that might be a good look. Take us back to, man, some of what we used to be. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Henry say, man, Rakufu dope. Yeah, that poem was on point, man. Raku say, man, one thing I miss and liked about Detroit, we had basements. There you go. All right, King Plus, good to see you up in there. Thumbs up and black fist, brother, as well as a salute. All right. Before I go, I want to say one more time to our sister, man, Kimberly Mitchell, man. Our thoughts and our energy, you know, we're putting it into the atmosphere for your loved one, that she will be okay. Keep the faith, you know. Keep the faith. Stay strong. Keep them thoughts positive. Let that energy radiate from you to her. You know, go on and give her a hand, touch her, rub her, speak to her. She'll know you're there. And so from here, where I am and where my wife is, our family, we send ours out to her. She's in our thoughts. We want to put that in the atmosphere that she will be okay. She will heal. All right. Now, that being said, to the rest of you brothers and sisters, you kings and queens, gods and goddesses, love yourselves as only gods do or can. Love yourselves. Take care of yourselves. Take care of that Godhead, you know. Be strong, all right? All love and respect to the people, all right? Power is in the people. It's in us to heal one another. It's in us to overcome all this BS we see happening before us, man. And again, it don't have to be, before it was 2026, it was 1966. You know, it was 1866, 1766. Ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. You know, so let's focus on the focus. Let's allow the power in the people to do his work, y'all. Let's make it happen. Again, our thoughts go out to you, Kimberly, and your sister. May she heal and be well, all right? To the rest of y'all, peace and prosperity, man. Powers in the people, one love. Focus on the focus, y'all. Focus on the focus. You are, you have been, and you will be under the groove. One love. Be one, black first, y'all. Shalom, family.
Count the names, count the bodies, count the victory. Cullen Hughes, Hearst, and writing future history. From the Apollo to the borough to the sphere, where the echo of those Harlem nights still ringing clear. So when they ask what happened in those tenement flats, between the spirituals and where consciousness is at, tell them we transformed suffering to scholarship and song. Tell them we've been telling you we're brilliant all along. The Renaissance will prologue every decade since the sequel. Every black child born's continuation of the people who survived the Middle Passage, survived the Jim Crow laws, and built magnificence from nothing but their vision and their flaws. That's in the sergeant. This is once a less than Hatters, hats, and Mercedes. Please don't you, I can't stop us. Power sensitive, watch the appeals for polls. Need your data, tropes, and constantly problem when the wedges want to build the season bait. Now don't get the pause. It's just erasing up the times. Plead the walk is off the main. Make it on the fans. Turn the neck and love the dirt. Suffer like a kesha. You been from the preaching up on side is each alone. Bitch on the shit and untrue seeing vet someone that varied it's on Gary Land. Be hell in heaven, you see what the bonafide. You wait something for the marker, make the key to pull the club and saw the bloods to the singer land is carried open stone to keep us looking on my mother record channel resi for the he and let the peasant be is every time we keep a spawn.